Given the exponential sequence GP 1 over 2, 1 over 4, 1 over 8, find the common ratio. Recall that the common ratio can be found using any two consecutive terms. You can use 1 over 4 and 1 over 8, or 1 over 2 and 1 over 4. So the term that comes first will divide the one that comes next. So if you take any two terms, the one that comes first, use it to divide the one that comes next. So if I take 1 over 4 and 1 over 8, I'll divide 1 over 8 by 1 over 4. That will give me the common ratio R. So 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 4. Someone can also use 1 over 4 divided by 1 over 2. You get the same result. So R will be equal to 1 over 8 times 4 over 1. So this can simplify to 4 goes into itself once, it goes into 8 two times. So this will give us the common ratio to be equal to 1 times 1 is 1, then 2 times 1 is 2. So the common ratio is 1 over 2. If the common ratio is 1 over 2, we can find the ninth term. So the ninth term is given by, you recall that the sum of term, the nth term in an exponential sequence is given by u sub n is equal to ar exponent n minus 1. So a is the first term here, which is 1 over 2. So a is equal to 1 over 2. R is equal to 1 over 2 as well. We just found it. We found it here. Then also, we are looking for the ninth term. So n is equal to 9. So u subscript 9 will be equal to a, which is 1 over 2 times r, which is 1 over 2, exponent n, which is 9 minus 1. So this will give us 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 exponent 8. And recall that the 1 over 2 here, it is same as 1 over 2 exponent 1. So using the laws of indices, you get this to be equal to 1 over 2, write down one base and add the exponent. 1 plus 8 is 9. So 1 over 2 exponent 9, it is same as 1 exponent 9, which is 1. Then 2 exponent 9, which is 512. Now we can calculate the sum of the first 9 terms. Recall that the sum of the first n terms is given by a times 1 minus r exponent n all over 1 minus r. So we know the r and the a. We know the a to be 1 over 2. We know the r to be 1 over 2 as well. We also know the n now to be 9 because it says the ninth term. So the sum of the first 9 terms will be equal to 1 over 2 into bracket 1 minus 1 over 2 exponent 9 all over 1 minus 1 over 2. So we have S, the sum of the first 9 times will be equal to 1 over 2 times 1 minus 1 over 5, 1, 2, because we just found that, all over 1 over 2. So the 1 over 2's will now cancel out. So we simplify 5, 1, 2, 1 minus 5, 1, 2, 1 minus 1 over 5, 1, 2, and that will be equal to 5, 1, 2 minus 1 all over 5, 1, 2. So that will give us 5, 1, 1 over 5, 1, 2. So that will be the sum of the first 9 terms of the exponential sequence. Solve for sine 2 theta tan theta equal 3 within the range theta is between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. Theta is from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. Correct to the nearest degree. First, what we need to do is to simplify. So we have 4 sine 2 theta tan theta is equal to 3. So 4 sine 2 theta is a double angle, so we simplify it. We rewrite it as 2 sine theta cos theta. Then again, tan theta, you write it as the basic trig ratios, which is sine theta. You write tan theta in terms of sine theta and cos theta, which is sine theta over cos theta, is equal to 3. So what we do next is to simplify. So 2 sine theta, sine theta. So when we multiply 2 by 4, we get 8. So we have 8 sine theta times sine theta will be sine theta squared is equal to 3. So you can divide through by 8 by 8. So you get sine theta squared to be equal to 3 over 8. You take plus or minus square root of both sides to get sine theta to be equal to plus or minus square root of 3 over 8. So you might want to simplify that. Sine theta equal plus or minus square root of 3 over square root of 8. Remember, square root of 8 is the same as 2 root 2. So this will give us plus or minus square root of 3 over 2 root 2. So you might want to rationalize this. So we multiply by root 2 over root 2. So that will give us plus or minus square root of 3 times square root of 2 give us square root of 6. All over root 2 times root 2 give us 2 times 2 give us 4. So we have sine theta either equal to positive square root of 6 over 4, or sine theta is equal to negative square root of 6 over 4. So we do the analysis. The sign tells us the position of theta. So positive value of theta tells us that theta is in the first and second quadrant. So it is acute here. Then it is 180 minus the acute angle in the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant, to find that, you take sine inverse of both sides. So sine theta will be equal to theta will be equal to theta will be equal to sine inverse of positive root 6 over 4, and that is equal to 37.761 degrees, or 38 degrees to the nearest whole number. So this is the acute angle. This is the acute angle in the first quadrant. So in the second quadrant, theta will be equal to 180 minus that acute angle, which is 38 degrees. So 180 minus 38 will be 142 degrees. Then for the negative value of theta, the negative value of sine theta, we'll have sine theta to be equal to negative root 6 over 4. So what it is telling us is that theta is now in the fourth and the third quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, it is 360 minus the acute angle, that we found in the first quadrant. Then in the third quadrant, it is 180. In the third quadrant, it is 180 plus the acute angle that we found in the first quadrant. So this tells us that theta will be equal to, in the third quadrant, it will be 180 plus 38 degrees, which will give us 218 degrees. Then in the fourth quadrant here, theta will be equal to 360 minus the acute angle, 360 minus 38 degrees, and that will give us 322 degrees. Therefore, all the values of theta within this range are 38 degrees. Then we have 142 degrees. Then we have 218 degrees. Then we have 322 degrees. Using trapezoidal rule with 9 ordinates, find correct to 2 decimal places the area of the region bounded by the curve y equal 1 over 1 plus x squared, the x-axis, and the lines x equals 0 and x equal 8. Recall that the trapezoidal rule is given by integral of x equal a to x equal b of y dx. This is given by 1 over 2 times h into bracket. We have y naught plus y sub n. Then we have plus 2 into bracket the remaining y values. So y1 plus y2 plus up to y sub n minus 1. So let's see how we can do that. So we're given 9 ordinates. We need to find the value of h. So h will be equal to b minus a over n minus 1, where n is the number of ordinates. So this will be equal to b, which is 8. So we have 8 minus 0 all over 9 minus 1. And that will give us 8 over 8, which is equal to 1. So now we can now construct table of values starting at x equals 0, because the function we are dealing with is integral of x equals 0 to x equal 8 of y. Y is 1 over 1 plus x squared dx. So this will be equal to, now let us look at the x values. We start from x equals 0. So we put 0 here. Then we keep adding. We keep adding the h that we found here. The h we found was 1. So we keep adding the 1. So 0 plus 1 will give us 1. Then we have 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 4. Plus 1, 5. Plus 1, 6. Plus 1, 7. Plus 1, 8. So we now fix in x equals 0 right here. So if I square 0, I'll get 0. Add it to 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. Now I put 1 here. I square 1, I get 1. Add it to 1, you get 2. So 1 over 2 here. So I square 2, I get 4 plus 1, 5. So I get 1 over 5 here. I will get 1 over 3 squared plus 1, which is 1 over 10. 4 squared plus 1, 1 over 17. 5 squared plus 1, 1 over 26. 6 squared plus 1, 1 over 37. 7 squared plus 1, 1 over 50. 8 squared plus 1, 1 over 65. So our formula now becomes 1 over 2 times 8, which is 1. Then the y values are the first one and the last one here, which is 1 plus 1 over 65. Then we have plus 2 times the remaining values of y. So the remaining values of y are 1 over 5 plus 1 over 10 plus 1 over 17 plus 1 over 26 plus 1 over 37 plus 1 over 50. So we need to simplify this. So this will give us being equal to half times 1 is half. So we have 0.5 there, or 1 over 2. Then inside the parentheses we have 1 plus 60, 1 over 65. 1 plus 1 over 65. That will give us 66 over 65. Then we have 2 times, when we add all of that, when we add all of these in here, all of these things over here up to here, we are obtaining 193 041 over 204 425. If you like, you can work in decimals. So let's simplify this. So this will give us 1 over 2 times 66 over 65 is the same as 1.0 1.015 385. When we multiply 2 by whatever is here, it's giving us 1.888624. So we have to simplify further. When we add whatever is here, we are obtaining 2.904009. So 2.904009 4009 all over 2. So this simplifies to 1.452004.6. So to two decimal places, we get 1.45. So using trapezoidal rule with 9 ordinates, the integral is 1.45 from x equal 0 to x equal 8. Find the equation of the normal to the curve y equal 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1, where x is not equal to 1 at the point 0, -1. So the given equation is y equal 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1. So we are going to use the quotient rule. So we let u to be equal to 2x plus 1, then v will be equal to this x minus 1. So if we now differentiate, so du dx will be equal to 2, then dv dx will be equal to 1. So recall the quotient rule. Dy dx is equal to v du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. So we have dy dx is equal to v, which is what is here, 2x, v is x minus 1 times du dx. So differentiates this, which is 2x, which is 2. Differentiate 2x plus 1 is 2. Then minus u is what is here. And that will give us 2x plus 1 and times dv dx. So we differentiate whatever is here. That will give us 1. So all over v squared. So v is x minus 1 all squared. So we expand to get 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -1 is -2. Then minus 2x minus 1 all over x minus 1 all squared. So when we simplify this, 2x minus 2x will go, and then we are left with -2 minus 1, and that will give us -3 over x minus 1 all squared. Or you could simplify it to get, you could expand to get -3 over x squared minus 2x plus 1. So that is dy dx for you. So we now have to substitute x equals 0 in order to find the gradient of the curve. So at the point 0, -1, x is equal to 0. So the gradient dy dx at x equal 0. We substitute 0 here. We have -3 over 0 minus 1 all squared. 0 minus 1 squared is 1. So -3 over 1. And that will give us -3. So the gradient m is -3. So now that we found the gradient to be -3, we can find the equation of the normal. So the gradient of the tangent is the -3 that we had here. So recall that we can call that m1, where m1 times m2 should give us -1, because the gradient and the normal, the tangent and the normal are perpendicular. So if the tangent, gradient of the tangent is -3, then m1 times -3 should be equal to -1. So dividing through by -3, we get m1 to be equal to -1 over -3. So we are assuming that m2 is the tangent equation of the gradient of the tangent, which is -3 that we found here. So we are assuming that this is m2. So it means the gradient of the normal is now 1/3. So with this gradient and the point 0, -1, we can find the equation of the normal using y minus y1 equal m into bracket. So in this case, m2 into bracket, in this case m1 into bracket, x minus x1. So where our x1 is 0 and our y1 is -1. So we have y minus -1 is equal to m1, which is 1/3, to bracket x minus x1, which is 0. So we expand this, we get y plus 1, because negative becomes positive. So y plus 1 is equal to 1/3x. 1/3x. Or when we multiply through by 3, we get 3y plus 3 is equal to x. Or we can write it in standard form as 3y, as x minus 3y is equal to 3. Or if you want to leave it in slope intercept form, you get y equal 1/3x minus 1. So this is the equation of the normal to the curve y equal 2x plus 1/x minus 1 at the point 0, -1. The ages in years of 9 members of a social club are 17, 11, 31, 18, 25, 12, 29, 13, and 15. Calculate the mean deviation. To calculate the mean deviation, we must first of all find the mean of all these 9 numbers. Mean x bar is given by sum of all the x values here over the number of members in the social club. So this will be equal to 17 plus 11 plus 31 plus 18 plus 25 plus 12 plus 29 plus 13 plus 15 all over 9. So adding all these, we obtain 171/9, and that will give us 19 years. So the mean age is 19 years. We need to now calculate the mean deviation. So we get the mean. So let's have the x values on one side, and then we have the deviation. So let's say we have the age here, age in years, then we have the deviations over here. So D is equal to the absolute value of X minus mean. So we have 11, we have 12, we have 13. I'm arranging the values in order. Then we have 15, then we have 17, then we have 18, we also have 25, we have 29, then we have 31. So let's look for the deviation. So 19 minus 11, absolute value is 8. Then 12 minus 19 minus 12 is 7, absolute value is 7. Then 19 minus 13 is 6. Then 15, 19 minus 15 is 4. 19 minus 17 is 2. Then we have 19 minus 18 is 1. Then we have 19 minus 25 negative 6, absolute value is 6. Then 29 minus 19 negative 10, absolute value is 10. Then we have 21, 19 minus 31 is 12, absolute negative 12, absolute value is positive 12. So we need to find the summation of the deviations, and when we add all these here, this will sum up to 56. So the mean deviation is equal to the summation of the deviation all over n. The summation of the deviation is 56 all over 9, and 56 over 9 will give us 6 whole number 2 over 9 years. So that is the mean deviation of the given 9 members of a social club. A group consists of 8 men and 7 women. If 2 representatives are to be selected from the group at random without replacement for a debate competition, find the probability that they are both women. So let's calculate the total number of people that are going to form the group. Since we are choosing 2 representatives, we have number of ways to do that. Will be 8 plus 7, which is 15, combination 2, and that will give us 105 ways. Then number of ways we can choose 2 women is given by number of women, which is 7, combination the number of people we are choosing, which is 2, and that will give us 21. So probability of selecting both women will be equal to 21 over 105, and this will simplify to 1 over 5. Then the B part says probability that they are of the same sex. If they are of the same sex, then it means so of the same sex. So this means they are both women or both men. So both women, we found it to be 21 over 105. We have not simplified it yet because we want to have the same denominator so that we can add. Then probability that both are men, that will be 8 combination 2 times 7 combination 0 all over 15 combination 2. So this will give us 21 over 105, adding it to 28 over 105. This simplifies to 49 over 105, and that is going to give us 7 over 15. So that is the probability that both are of the same sex. The position vectors of A and B relative to an origin are given as OA equal 2i minus 8j and OB equal 5i plus j. Find angle AOB. State a type of angle it is. So we have the origin here, then we have OB, something like this, and OA, something like this. So this is B, and this is A. Vector OA, vector OB. So we are finding the angle here, which is, let's call it angle AOB. So this angle, we can calculate it using the angle between two lines, and that is given by cos theta. Cos theta is equal to vector OA, the dot product, vector OA dot vector OB, all over magnitude of vector OA times magnitude of vector OB. So OA dot OB is the same as OA is 2i minus j, so 2 minus 8j, so 2 negative 8 dot, then OB is 5 1. So when we dot this is going to give us, so let me do it over magnitude of OA can be found using the magnitude formula. So OA, that will be 2 squared plus negative 8 squared. So we have 2 squared plus negative 8 squared. Then we have times, so times square root of, so vector OB will be 5 squared plus 1 squared. So we have to simplify this. Now this simplifies to 2 times 5 plus negative 8 times 1 all over 2 squared is 4 plus negative 8 squared. So that will give us 2 root 17. 2 root 17. Then 5 squared plus 1 squared will give us root 26. So we are multiplying it. So let's simplify that. We need to now calculate the cos inverse of that. So we have theta to be equal to cos inverse of 2, because 10 minus 8 is 2. So 2 over cos inverse of 2 over 2 root 17 times root 26. So this simplifies to 87.273689. So this will give us 87.27 degrees. So the angle AOB is equal to 87.27 degrees to 2 decimal places. And this is an acute angle. Acute angle, because the question says we should state the type of angle it is. A bullet of mass 25 grams is fired with velocity 80 minus 200 g meters per second into a wooden block of mass 4 kg, with which is at rest. If the bullet got stuck in the block, find the common velocity of the bullets and the block. So it means after they meet, they have a uniform velocity. They have a common velocity. So the momentum before they meet will be m1u1 plus m2u2 is equal to m1 plus m2. So they have a common velocity now, a common final velocity. So we have to make sure that all the masses are in the same unit. So 25 grams will be converted into kilograms. So that will give us 25 over 1000 kg. And that is equal to 0.025 kg. So we can call this our M1. And our M2 will be equal to 4 kg. So we substitute, then the V we don't know, that's what we are looking for. And we know our U1 initial velocity is equal to 80 I minus 200 J. Then the final velocity is what we are looking for. So let's fix in. So we have M1 U1 to be equal to 0 meters per second. So this is in meters per second. So we can now calculate the final velocity, that is the common velocity. So we fix in the values. We have M1 U1, so that will give us 0.025 times U1 is 80 I minus 200 J. Then we have plus M2. M2 is 0. M2 is 4 times U2 is 0 is equal to M1 plus M2, which is 0.025 plus 4 times the V that we are looking for. So we can simplify this further to obtain 4.025 V is equal to 0.025 80 I minus 200 J. So dividing through by 4.025, we get 0.025 over 4.025 into bracket 80I minus 200J is equal to V. That is the common velocity of the bullet. So this will simplify to 1 over 161 into bracket 80I minus 200J equal V, or 80I over 161 minus 200 over 161J. That will be the common velocity of the bullets in the block.